Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 22. Sun's just coming out, a late Sunday afternoon here. We're doing a Sauvignon Blanc today from New Zealand, from Marlborough. Now, this is from 90 plus cellars. Now, 90 plus cellars is an interesting thing. It was a company that was started in 2009. The gentleman who founded it, Kevin Marat, was working for a vodka company and decided to go into his own wine business. So he went through Wine Spectator, which is an excellent magazine for someone if you want to get a subscription and buy it. It's a great magazine. It does the best wines to the best wines under $10 to the best wines, $300 wines. And it's an excellent, well-written magazine and very well respected in the field. So he went through the magazine and he picked out all the high-priced, highly rated wines. And now in '09, during the economic times, he figured it was a great time for him to go to these wineries. As we spoke about yesterday about Joseph Drouin in France, who's done it for 60 years. He would buy grapes from vineyards, but he would manufacture them. What this gentleman did, which was a little different, more of a marketing than a winemaker, he found another friend of his who was graduated Harvard and Harvard Business School. And this gentleman graduated, I think, University of Minnesota. What they did was they took these wines, and in '09, with the way the economy was in a tailspin, they called up all the great wineries around the world, some of them, and said to them, listen, we'd like to, use some of your wines. Would you make a wine for us? And a lot of them, hung up on it, but a couple of them liked the idea because in a trying time, they still need the cash flow. So they would produce these wines under his label, maybe not with the same amount of oak, maybe not with the delicacy, not their best grape, but a good grape. And he could package it so it wouldn't hurt their name. It wouldn't reduce the value of their name having a $60 bottle of wine. And it gave them cash flow. So he's done it in a number of countries now. Now he's done it he has wines he makes a Cabernet Sauvignon. The number one, the Blanc we have today is probably his best seller. We have that, you have a Rosé from France, you have a Fransec from Italy, you have a Pinot Noir from California, you have a Chardonnay from California, you have a Malbec from Argentina. Now, 90 plus means, when I talk about the ratings, it means it's 90 or better. Now, you're not getting 97s, but you get 90, 91, 92. Anytime you're above a 90, you got a very good wine. 96 and above is exceptional. So these are good wines. And what he did is, and he's been very successful at it, going around to countries, because in certain yields you get bunker crops too, so they don't mind selling the grapes and producing the grapes. It keeps them in business. And when you have bunker crops, that's when a lot of people will sell to different guys. So he only picks the best. And they go around the world and they taste different wines. So a lot of people are welcome with open arms today. Now, this wine here, the Sauvignon Blanc, really was, the French were the first and best at it for a long time. And then along comes New Zealand in 1971, I think, was their first grape they produced. And 1980, they had an exceptional wine, went to international shows, and that put them on the map. Today, I think they have 153 just in the Marlborough region of Marlborough of 153 wineries. Okay, and that region it's cool nights, sunny days, and the region's protected by a mountain range that keeps the rains from coming across. Which they get extreme rains in New Zealand and in Australia. So and droughts, but having this mountain range protects them. So it comes down to what we say about the soil, the acidity in the soil, which makes the grape grow. You have to have the proper land, and then once you have the proper land, then you got, the pros will come in, they'll figure out, pick this grape, and this grape, France was probably 70% of it at one time. Now they do, New Zealand exports 85% of theirs, and they probably do, I would say, 2/3 of all the wines in New Zealand are now done from the Marlborough region, and most of them are Sauvignon Blancs. It's it gives it it's a great balance and a great wine. Now I would say the word Sauvignon Blanc means wild white. Now, I would not say it's wild, but there is an acidity and a taste about it. Now, this is it here, 90 plus. Now, this I buy this by the case. And I get my best value, believe it, in Montauk. But this wine would sell for around, this sells for anywhere, so you can get it for 10, 11, 12. But it's a nice wine. It works with a lot of foods. And as we pour it, and you serve this wine, and this is mostly, they do some Sauvignon Blancs over there in oak and non-oak. And then some, this is stainless steel. A stainless steel barrel gives it that clean crisp. So some people like unoaked and some people like oaked. Now, if you put it in an unoaked barrel, but a wood barrel, unoaked, you want to serve the wine around 45 temperature. This you serve at 50, okay? And it gives it once again, we do at least 20-second twirl here. We should have maybe a weight to lift up to give us real balance here. Now, on this, I'm picking up very floral, right? Citrusy, almost smells like it somewhere between a lemon and a lime, right there. It's got a great, soft, clean fragrance about it. There's no must in this. Sometimes we're gonna must. This is nice and clean. This is nice and clean. Almost like a pepper smell. Now, another thing with Sauvignon Blanc, that's a little like a green apple taste there. You want a Sauvignon Blanc. It's a great early afternoon wine, late afternoon, even dinner, just before you have any wine. If you would do a wine tasting with a bunch of wines and dinners, you want to start off with a Sauvignon Blanc. The French will usually the fumés. The fumés, they do the fumé first, and this you do the white, because it cleans your palate and it wakes up your mouth, and all of a sudden you got the citrus work, and boom, it wakens up your taste buds. So if you're eating food, this complements food. This complements a shrimp, anything with a little bit of game to it, vegetables, pistachios. It's dry. It's dry. It's tight. It brings your lips together. You're inside of your cheeks. You can feel your cheeks. When you get it dry, you'll feel your cheeks come a little tighter. With the sweet, they'll open up. Yeah, this is nice. And it's these 90 plus. They live by 90 plus. You're not going to get hurt with a 90 plus. And the price, the same vineyard that might be charging $17 a bottle, they're selling to you for 12, 11, because they're doing it, same grapes growing, even getting processed by the same vineyard, but using his labels because they don't want to lower the price of theirs, and they still they can move some volume. Now, they might go from different vineyards. 1 year there might be 8 good vineyards, and one guy needs, next year they're here, there, but they're still doing a Sauvignon Blanc from that region. Now, you got a grapefruit to this, and you got lemon. I just like it. It pops. It's acidity. It goes. Now, with pairings, you'd want to do a chicken with this, fish, crab. This works with a lot of stuff. Cheeses. Once again, like I mentioned yesterday, you do the white wine. Wine like this, you want a soft cheese. You do a brie, do a goat cheese, because the acidity cuts right into it. You get into an asparagus. You know, if you did an asparagus risotto with this, like if I was doing my meal asparagus risotto, bang. I mean, top 5 answers on the board survey says asparagus risotto. Now, other popular white wines, like the Sauvignon Blanc, like you get a Kim Crawford. I think this faces off to Oyster Bay. I kind of like it more than Oyster Bay, and I do like Oyster Bay. I like Kim Crawford. I like Stone Crop. There's 3 or 4 out there that are very good. Well, listen, I think I went a little long in the tooth today here, but listen, God bless, and let's remember, and not forget, when we sit down for dinner, we go to bed at night, head hits the pillow, let's say the prayer. Say the prayer for all those on the front line. Say the prayer for our fellow man. Say the prayer for our country and for the world. We're all in this together, and we're all going to come out of it together. Keep your social distancing. Do your exercises. 1 ounce, take a walk. 1 ounce, take a walk. 1 ounce, take a walk. Okay? Enjoy the crisp, lemony, appley flavors. God bless.